Hey everyone, I'm going to walk you through how to use Adobe Spark to build an infographic. So first, you're going to go to spark.adobe.com and you're going to choose Login with Google. If this isn't working for you, please put in a ticket at help.lcusd.net and we'll get your account connected. So you should be able to click this Continue with Google button and get right in. Once you log in, you're going to, at the very top, see a search bar. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm logged in and I go here and I search infographic and I'm going to see tons of examples start to pop up. All right, so there are tons of examples of infographics here. And even before you start to pick one of these, just start to have a game plan of what is it that you want to convey on your infographic. Like this one's super interesting here, 10 reasons to drink tap water. And again, there's a graphic supported by text. That's kind of cool. So if you're making an argument, this is a nice one to look at. This one's simple here. This is just learning style. So this is just really, showing you 7 pieces of information. So there are the little icon, the text, the title, and then kind of the subtitle explaining it. Another one that I really like is, let's see. Oh, this one here. Yeah. Water consumption. Again, this one is kind of this is informational, right? So there are 6 elements here kind of broken up into these 3 different borders. And so that's really nice. Okay, so that's how searching in here works. Once you open one, let's take this one for example. I'm going to click Edit this template, and my Adobe Spark dashboard is going to open. And how the program works is everything is a clickable element. So I'm going to click here, and this is an icon that if I wanted to kind of change the color, I could. And then inside here is text. So notice the text editor pops up. So if I click on this, I can change that. So again, you have control of everything. This is a background element. There's a little icon. There's text in here. So everything is available for you to kind of edit and play around with. Also, if I'm not clicking on anything, so I don't have anything on my graphic selected, I have these other tools that suddenly pop up. So I can click the plus button if I wanted to add something. I can look at other templates, which is kind of what's open right here. I can work on the design. And this is if you wanted to kind of just like take it in a different direction, you have those options. You have colors, so I can play with the color scheme. Oh, that's horrid. But again, you can kind of see Adobe's giving you some options. Oh, it's not too bad. So you can play, not too bad. Again, color, it's kind of fun to play with that. You can also resize. This is helpful if what you're making is going to be posted on social media because it makes them the specific orientation and kind of exact size you need. So if you were doing something for like a blog post, or you are making something for like, oh, you can make an iPhone background, like make a custom background for yourself. That's pretty cool. Maybe you want to find one of your favorite quotes and make a cool lock screen. You can also do, this is new, recently, you can add a Twitch banner if you're doing streaming. And then there's also things for Facebook. And again, you can make any size you want. You have all those options there. And their dominant ones are here. Snapchat story, YouTube thumbnail. I use this one a lot. And then also there's like Instagram pieces. So again, you can resize. Just click on that and it resizes to make it for where you're going to post. Really cool. If you want to add a collaborator, you can click on this button here. A word of caution though, it doesn't work exactly like Google Docs. You will have to be kind of editing one at a time. So if 2 of you are on here, you'll get a warning note saying somebody else is editing. So really it's best to kind of be on a group meeting and then one person editing and giving ideas, or one person saves and the next person adds something, or just working on it at different times. So just know that it's not as cool as Google Slides for this. So you may want to just recreate something like this in Google Slides, which would be that everybody could collaborate on it together. Once you're done with it, make sure you give it a name over here. You name your project, and then you'll go over here to download and pick PNG and JPEG are usually the best for graphics, and then you download. All right, so let's go back to our doc. So I showed you how to browse the selections of templates, and then you click on edit. In the top left is where you rename, and I showed you that here. So you just click here and give it a name. And then some notes for you. Really think of this like Google Slides. There are text boxes, there are images, backgrounds, everything's clickable, and then you can edit. So as I showed you, click on a text box and then you change it. Controls appear on the right-hand side. And then you also have the option of adding anything you want on there. So as I showed you, click on image, you get the image options. You click on text, you get the text options. So just showing you that one more time. So if I click on here, that's the icon, and I have some controls. I can replace it, and I can search for a new icon. Maybe I want fountain. See if that has anything. Awesome. I'm going to change that to that weird upside down umbrella. And that's terrible, so then I'll go undo. So that's how you edit. And then remember, again, choose the tool that you're comfortable with. Sometimes the things I want to make in Adobe Spark, there are kind of too many layers and too many graphics, and it's not as easy for me to manipulate. So I take the idea, steal it, and then go over to Google Slides and rebuild it, or Google Drawing. Find the tool that you're most comfortable with, but Adobe Spark's great for inspiration. And then I really encourage you to play with this. Like, find something, like make a graphic for a friend to cheer somebody up, make a flyer or a project, just experiment with it. But the infographics, I think, are the more complicated graphics that are on here. So let me show you just a couple. So I love making just like small inspirational ones that I can text to somebody. And it's also just a great way to kind of learn the tool. So I found this one this morning. It had different text, but I really liked the kind of watercolor look. So I click on this and I could change the font to something else. That doesn't feel as personal. So maybe I check out this one. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then you can click on it and resize it. So you can drag things around, however you want to do that. Everything can kind of move. And then I can look at the heart here. Maybe it would look better. Oh, that's kind of nice. Maybe I like it that. Oh, but I kind of like how it's see-through, like watercolor. That looks a little bit better. Maybe, again, those are just filters. You can turn that off, and so many options. Moving it around, making it smaller. And then when I was ready, I could download it and then send it to somebody. So I encourage you to definitely play with a simple graphic, like choose one word, maybe hope or dreams or sleep or just anything that you're thinking about right now, and then make a simple graphic. So tips for success: plan your content. What's going to be a large font, what's going to be smaller, what's going to be supportive. What are the graphics that are going to really help convey your message? I posted this here for you because I think it's important to be mindful of accessibility and access for everybody. There are graphic designers that are really sensitive to this, but it also is requirements for certain websites to have an accessibility rating. And so that means we want to take care of anybody that may have color sensitivities or different levels of vision impairment. So this tool is helpful. It's colorsafe.co. And what you do is you choose your background color, and then it will help you pick colors for your infographic that have the right level of contrast. So that way it's visible to everyone. So this is really nice. Again, it's not something you have to do with this round, but it's just, I wanted you to be aware of it. So if you are interested in going into graphic design or web design, this is a tool you'll probably use a lot. So I wanted you to know that that's out there. And then I have two websites here for you to get really good icons. So one is the nounproject.com. And this will give you great icons. So I searched for the word heart, and there are all these different options. Another one that I thought was kind of fun was wave. Again, whatever your topic is, there will be icons that you can grab. The other one is materialdesign.io, and same thing, you can search here and find tons of little icons. So this is great for any of the projects that you're working on. So use those. And then now I want to show you 3 infographic samples, break these down for you to give you ideas and help you think about the design of your infographic. So for this one, and these come from the World Economic Forum, they just released their Jobs 2020 report. So notice that there's a title, there's text, and there's data, and then there's a center graphic. But what's interesting about this one is they have these 7 pieces of data, but they also reinforced it by making each one a graph. So you may not notice it at first, but they all are bar graphs kind of showing you the impact. So it naturally draws your eyes to, wow, there are not going to be a lot of women in kind of cloud computing jobs, and I wonder why that is. Like, isn't there a draw there? But does that mean there's opportunity for women? But we're seeing a lot of women going into content production and people and culture, and then there's looks like there's a growing amount going into product development. That's kind of cool. And then also on here, so that's content. And then makes it interesting again by adding the bar graph. Simple, it's just done as 2 rectangles, and one is kind of, you imagine there's this size and then there's this size, they just push them together and make that. And then they added the text. Then they also add the source of where they get the data, and then somehow made this kind of interesting graphic here. So that's there for you. But really look at it, it's just a circle with a bunch of other circles, and somebody just kind of stacked all those up and built them together. So all those layers. The next one I wanted to show you is also very simple, but something that you could do. Large title, there's these 3 areas here of the big ideas, but what I want you to notice is this area here probably seems complicated until you saw the material design and noun project website. It's just 4 or 5 icons here. They found a computer, a phone, 2 arrows, and a world, and built that. So that's just really showing, they're kind of building a theme here with this. And then, so this is all about work is remote, right? And so they have that idea, accelerating digitalization, and that's here. And so that's kind of showing that the computer is like cloud and world. And then here, this is just kind of like a mind map, just showing you, making it seem like, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be automation. It's not super important, but effective, right? And then again, they have the big heading here. They have the data point, and what you may now start to see is this is actually a graph as well. So they reinforce, again, the same theme of these circles in the squares, but they made one lighter to make it a bar graph. And last one, this one has a bit more text, which your projects may lead you to create something like this, but there's the large title, there's the context here. By 2025, new jobs will emerge and others will be displaced by a shift in the division of labor between humans and machines affecting. And then they have these 2 lists. So the top one is 97 million. So these are the growing jobs. So 97 million people are going to be affected by these growing jobs. 85 million are going to be affected by these decreasing jobs. But if we look at the design, it's nice that they use the color to kind of match the data points. So it's like 2 halves. Then they reinforce that concept also by this growing half circle compared to this smaller half circle. So again, super easy. You can make this in Google Slides really fast. But the data points are cool. And I also picked this one for you specifically, since a lot of you are going in, getting ready to think about college and career. This may give you an insight into where the jobs are going to be. So I wanted you to have that as well. And then lastly, they have the source here. So let me recap for you really quickly. You'll go to spark.adobe.com. You'll search, pick something fun to get started with. Pick one word that's kind of inspirational. Maybe I'll try hope. So pick something just to play. There's no hope. That's funny. That's so 2020, right? But I tell you why that happens, actually. I was searching in my projects. Let me go back to home. Try that again. That was very sad. All right, there we go. There is hope. This one's lovely. I know a lot of you might be tea fans, so you can grab this one and play. This is awesome. Grab this one. Write an inspirational message, send it to somebody. So again, find something to play with. Click on it, open it up, add some text, play around, download it, send it to somebody. And then when you're ready, you can search infographic and see if you can find some inspiration to give you ideas for your design. And maybe you'll edit in here, or maybe you'll copy that and just go build in Adobe, build in Google Slides, where it might be a little more collaborative or something that you're familiar with. But please give it a try. I think you'll find Adobe Spark super useful for a lot of things. And this document will be shared with you in Google Classroom, so you have access. And if you have any questions, please submit a ticket at help.lcusd.net, and we will support you with whatever you're trying to get done. Thanks, everyone.